Good morning. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our Champions for Children breakfast. Thank you for being here as we gather during Diabetes Prevention Month to honor the incredible people who work every day to protect children and support families. At the Child Advocacy Center, Putnam County, we are honored to work in partnership with a dedicated team who's committed to putting children first. Together we create a safe, welcoming space for children and their families and begin to rebuild after trauma. I want to extend a special thank you to the Friends of the Putnam Child Advocacy Center, today's host and a treasured supporter. Their commitment to our mission helps us reach more children and create a safer, more supportive community. As we share this morning together, let's celebrate the power of partnership and renew our promise to be champions for children. Every action, no matter how small, makes a difference. Whether you're planning meals, sharing resources, or supporting local prevention efforts, you're helping to build a community where children feel safe, supported, and empowered to thrive. And now I would like to introduce our County Executive and longtime supporter of the CAC, Kevin Burke.
Thank you, Marla. Give it up for our director for the CAC, Marla Barrett. I was just thinking, sitting at the table in the back there, I've been coming to this event for almost over 10 years now from when I worked as a staff before member of Congress, and it really is one of the most powerful events I know that you can go to in the morning in Putnam County, and I'm sure you're in for a very passionate and powerful speech from our presenter. You're also honoring a really amazing individual, Frank from BOCES. Frank, it's great to see you here. I want to recognize our Commissioner for Social Services, Mental Health and Youth Bureau, mouthful, Sarah Servidillo, our Deputy Commissioner, Nicole McGuire, Director of Mental Health, Paul Tang. We've got a great team here. And CAC works with so many different facets of county government, law enforcement, and the work that you do makes a profound impact on the lives of people that truly need that help. And it's our youngest, our most vulnerable. So I just want to say thank you for being here to support such amazing work that they do as participants in this breakfast, and supporting their friends at the CAC, which allows them to kind of fill some of those gaps that may exist. It really does mean a great deal to the folks in the room that do this important work. CAC is a shining example of how government, community organizations, and individuals can come together to make lasting change. I am proud to support this work and proud to stand with all of you in the fight to end child abuse and strengthen families in Putnam County. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your morning.
And if you just indulge me for a few minutes, my name is Mary Kay Nelson. I represent the Friends of Putnam Child Advocacy Center. And again, just for a few moments, I just would like to thank a few special people. First, I'd like to introduce and thank our board. So if you're here, please stand. Christopher York, thank you so much, Christopher, that you're here. Jerry Lacasio, Mary's waving at you. Nicholas Saul, Francesca Kearns, who is outside checking you all in. Johanna Polanco Russo, I see you back there. Hello. And representing the Child Advocacy Center on our board, Elaine Haskell and Marla Baylor. So thank you so much for that. For those who may not know us, the Child Advocacy Center does the heavy lifting, and the Friends support them. When a family comes in, they do the work, the struggle, the hard stuff. We provide pizza for the family who's been there all day testifying. Maybe they need a cab, such like that. So we come alongside them. We don't do the heavy lifting, but we like to say that we help them do the heavy lifting. So we're grateful to work with such a wonderful organization. Again, 2 more minutes. I just want to thank those for their support. As County Executive said, we thank Commissioner Sarah Servidillo, Under Sheriff Thomas Linder, and please forgive me as a volunteer. Sometimes I don't deal with your names and you all the time, so forgive me if I mispronounce your names. I'm so sorry for that. Chief Anthony Hoffman from the Carmel Police Department, Chief Kevin Owens from the Kent Police Department. Oh, I said that name right.
Chief John Delgado from the Brewster Police Department. I saw him somewhere back there. Also from the county executive, the county legislator's office, Amy Sage and Aaron Crowley. There are some people who are not here who have also been steady, continuous supporters of the Child Advocacy Center. From the Representative Lawler, I don't know if there's a representative here. Hi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Assemblyman Slater, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here too. And from Senator Harkin's office, we may have a representative here, I'm not sure. So again, all of you in this room are supporting the Child Advocacy Center. And we are grateful for that support. So thank you for that. This work is tremendous. I'd like to introduce our speaker now, and I'm going to, again, beg your forgiveness because I'm going to read this so I don't get this wrong. So our keynote speaker this morning is someone whose courage, commitment, and voice have left a lasting impact on both the legal world and the broader movement to protect children. Kevin Mulcahy is a survivor of child sexual abuse and a former federal prosecutor who has dedicated his career to the pursuit of justice. Throughout his time in Detroit and San Diego, Kevin prosecuted a wide range of federal crimes from terrorism to bank robberies, but his most passionate and impactful work focused on child exploitation. He led numerous prosecutions involving child pornography, online predators, and other serious crimes against children, holding the offenders accountable and standing up for survivors. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our keynote speaker this morning, Kevin Mulcahy.
So it is my absolute honor and pleasure to present this year's Champion for Children Award to someone who, in my opinion, might actually be a superhero, Mr. Frank Leary. For those who do not know Frank, I guarantee that if you work with children in any capacity in our region, he's impacted you, whether directly or indirectly, through a training, a policy, a safety protocol, or a quiet behind-the-scenes intervention. Frank has touched nearly every aspect of the work we do to keep children safe and supported. Director of Regional Safety is just one line on a resume that doesn't even begin to capture the depth and reach of his work. Frank is the kind of person who walks into a room and somehow, magically, everything just feels a little more under control. And while you would never believe this if you saw his desktop screen, when crisis hits, Frank is the calm in the chaos. Whether it's a community tragedy, a natural disaster, or an incident that causes major upheaval within a school, Frank shows up. With compassion, with clarity, with strategy, and with at least 47 gadgets tucked somewhere in his cargo bag. As one colleague put it, Frank is the swift army knife of safety. He began his career as a chemistry and forensics teacher, but somewhere between the beakers and Bunsen burners, a deeper calling emerged. A Columbine tragedy occurred just before Frank began teaching, and it stirred something in him. Safety became more than just a role, it became a mission. Frank's work is about so much more than fire drills and checklists. He's deeply committed to emotional safety, mental wellness, and ensuring that every student, no matter what they've been through, feels supported and seen. He doesn't just plan for safety, he builds a culture where children can thrive. Ask anyone who works with him, and you will hear the same words. Dedicated, supportive, motivating. Some affectionately call him a robot because he just doesn't stop. He's built partnerships that never existed before, bringing together law enforcement, mental health professionals, school administrators, homeland security, and always keeping his focus on the children. While I have worked with Frank in many capacities, partnering with him to develop the Handle with Care program allowed me to gain a unique insight to what it means when people say that Frank goes in 100% and everything is figured outable. And despite the many roadblocks we ran into, as with everything else he does, Frank stayed committed, focused, and did what Frank always does. He figured it out. Even when it isn't in his job description, he takes calls at all hours to make sure a child who had just experienced trauma is met the next day by a teacher who knows, without needing to ask, to handle with care. But what makes Frank truly exceptional, as if that wasn't enough, and what makes him a champion for children is his heart. Because sometimes our heroes aren't the ones in capes. Sometimes they're the ones behind the scenes, quietly building systems, empowering others, and performing the essential work that sustains the whole system. His motto is, "We're building the plane as we fly it." And somehow, with Frank at the helm, the plane always manages to fly. His energy is endless, his passion inspiring. Frank, thank you for being a quiet force of strength in uncertain moments, for putting children first, for showing us what it means to lead with both courage and compassion. And I'd like to invite our Commissioner, Sheriff Servia, and Under Sheriff Thomas Linhart to say a few words and present the Champion for Children's Award.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Marla. It's an honor to stand here today with Under Sheriff Linder to present Frank with the Champion for Children Award. During my first week on the job, there was an incident in a school district that required the regional crisis team to be on scene to provide support to students and educators. Former Commissioner Piazza told me where to go and to speak to Frank. I didn't know anyone, so he told me, "Well, no, Frank, he talks fast, moves a mile a minute." He was certainly not wrong. Over the last 3 years, I've had the privilege to work alongside Frank, and I need to personally thank him for helping me to build relationships with our school staff and for being someone that I can trust. Marla spoke about the many aspects of our work that Frank contributes his time and expertise to. Myself and Sheriff McConville and his team work closest with Frank as part of our county's threat assessment management team. For Frank, the challenge of threat management isn't just his job, it's a passion for creating a safer, more secure environment for everyone, especially our school-age children. His proactive and collaborative approach have been instrumental to having our successful threat assessment management team in this county. He has a specific insight into our school districts, and his professional relationships have allowed the necessary partnerships to grow. You're one of my favorite people, Frank. There's a lot of people in this room. I'm so happy that you are being acknowledged for your work. This award is not just recognition, it's a testament to the profound impact you have had on this community. And congratulations. Just hold it.
But I know you. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, you're right. I don't need it. Yeah. And I'm going to try to tone down the energy. I'll try to, keep it straight and concise. And I'm just incredibly humbled. I really am. I'm usually not at a loss for words. And as Sarah affectionately said when I came in, everyone here has heard you talk enough, so just keep it quick.
Did not say that.
Yeah. It was something like, I paraphrase. But again, I come in and I hear it, and Kevin, your talk was amazing, right? And just hearing the resiliency and all that, and a couple of things that I just, took away from that, when you talk about those three people, right? That three groups, that were here, and the people that are doing this work, the people that are supporting this work, right? And I look around at everybody here, right? You're fulfilling all these two groups, right? That we're there to do this work for our children, and when we look at it, and the mission is clear, the egos disappear, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things that we're doing here, like Sarah said and Marla said, I work closely with all of you, but, this award that, again, I'm just incredibly humbled about is all part and parcel for everybody here. right? Like, I couldn't have done any of this without any of you. The Hand in With Care program, right, moving forward, right? Our 10, 11, 12 o'clock phone calls with the sheriff's department, right? The conference calls with Sarah, right? The work with, you know, the other police departments, right? Erin, you're emailing me every time, like, hey, just so you know, this is going on here, right? Like, that type of connection, right? The community policing that Ken PD does, you know, the mental health, like, I mean, I call them, I'm like, hey, we have tragedy in the school district, maybe just kind of cancel your calls and come in and help. You know, the partnerships with our school district. I mean, some of you, I mean, my educators here have been with me since day one, right? You all have much more time in the school district than I've been in this role, and, you know, you've helped me to grow it, and I can't thank you enough, because that is then reflective on where the children are and how they're supported. And that's the one thing that I really, you know, I'm just so thankful for, is because we have these programs in place because all of you have supported it, right? Like, that's the one thing that I can say, is that, you know, all of the things that we're doing, and we're fighting this battle, you know, there's unfortunately always going to be children in this role, right? There's always going to be a need for the Child Advocacy Center. You know, we're fighting this hydra, you know, so to speak, right? You know, we have online groups, the 764, all of these things that are just coming out of the woodwork, you know, and we can't give up the fight. And all of you here are not giving up the fight, you know, and we're not only not giving up the fight, but we're bringing more people to that army that you talked about, right? And in that army, you know, you have multiple different divisions, and I think, you know, the testament to the plethora of people from this room, right, you know, of you know, the Department of Health, social services, you know, youth bureaus, police, right? Like, that, I think, is just the most beautiful thing about this, is we've all put that to the side, and we have a collective mission, and that collective mission is to protect children. So I'm just so thankful to all of you, and it's great to have you all in the same room, so I can say thank you to you for buying into that mission, and whatever role that is to just be all for it, right? We figure it out, we do it, and we move it forward. So again, I'm incredibly humbled. Thank you for everything. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for picking up the phone when I call, whatever hour it is, and everybody says, oh, don't worry about it, just tell me what you need and what we need to do. So again, you know, this is an incredible honor for me, but I just want you to know, none of this is possible without any of you, right? Even to my BOCES family, right? Like, I need to acknowledge them, who are always there to support me go forward, right? My deputy superintendent just says, like, okay, like, hey, can I do? Yeah, just do it, right? And that's all we have, right? So if it's to impact and help children, we're able to do it. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you, everyone. And, you know, if there's anything you need, just give me a call.
We do have some proclamations for Frank, and I want to make sure that we acknowledge all of them. So we have one here from Sheriff McConville, from our county executive. Assemblyman Slater, who was unfortunately not able to be here today, and Congressman Lawler. And then lastly, we have Senator Hall. All for you.
Thank you.
So now I want to invite our last year honoree, Monica House, to come up and share a special acknowledgement that we have planned.
Morning. Strong, compassionate, relentless, with an unwavering commitment to the families that she serves at the Child Advocacy Center. This is how anyone who's been privileged enough to work alongside Jenny would describe her. Jenny's been at the heart of the work of the CAC for 25 years. Whether she's providing immediate crisis intervention, safety planning, or support during grand jury or trial preparation, in what is probably a child's most darkest moments, Jenny does it with her entire heart and soul. We heard Kevin share with all of us his childhood nightmare this morning, the tragedy that he had to endure. And even though I've been doing this for 34 years, and unfortunately I've heard from way too many children, I immediately went over to Kevin because it's so important that he is able to come share this with us. Tell us what happened to him, grateful for the work he did. But you also heard Kevin tell you about when he met the wrong team member, when he was before a prosecutor who said the wrong things and didn't provide the right support, and thank gosh that he had a dad who knew what to do with that person. Jenny is the right support. Jenny's been alongside, I've been alongside working with Jenny for about 18 years now here, been doing this for about 34 years. And we have, unfortunately, met with many Kevins. And when you don't have the right support for the child, and you don't have the right support for the family, it can change everything. You heard Kevin talk about walking into that preliminary hearing. And Jenny has walked into many courtrooms with me to sit alongside the moms and the dads who have to hear their sons and daughters take the stand and talk about most horrific things that will impact them for the rest of their lives. And without her being there with me and with these children and with their families, I couldn't possibly do the work I do and the way we do it. And so having the right support and the right person, and I know if I call her day or night, weekends, it doesn't matter. And if there is a family who could only meet night and weekends, it just doesn't matter. There is never a hesitation out of Jenny's voice. As a bilingual advocate, Jenny's been able to break down barriers, build trusts to ensure that every single family in Putnam County, regardless of their language, of their background, they feel heard and they feel supported. She just impacts everyone that way. So today we're here to celebrate you, right now, we're here to celebrate you, Jenny, the 25 years of incredible service that you have given to Putnam County, to the CAC, to so many children. And when I have to go on to the next case and the next child and the next courtroom, Jenny stays with those families for so many years. I've heard from children and their parents and their families who come back and let me know that she has stayed there with them and she has followed their lives with them, the good and the bad that happens after that. And it is so, so important. So thank you. Thank you for being there for everybody here in Putnam County. Thank you so much for being there for me. I couldn't possibly do this work without you and without knowing that when there is a child who I know when they're talking to me about horrible, horrible experiences that happen to them, you are sitting there with them. And when they have to go into a courtroom with me, you're sitting alongside their family. And then you're leaving with them. And then when they have to write their victim impact letters and sentencing, to let everybody know how this impacted their lives. You're helping them write those letters because it's not easy to hard. It's hard to get out. So thank you for being you, and please keep helping us. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to close it out. Michelle wants to say a few words.
Okay, so in closing, we wanted to just thank you all for coming this morning to support the CAC. Thank you to the Friends of the Putnam County Child Advocacy Center for hosting. Your time and commitment do not go unnoticed. Congratulations to Jenny on her 25 years of devoted service to this department. And again to Frank, congratulations. Kevin, thank you for sharing your story and your inspiration with us. Finally, to Marla and her team, Elaine, Jenny, Mary Beth, Grace, Salai, Rosa, Maddie, Diana, and our attorney, Deanna. You continuously impress me with the work you do for our victims, children in this community. Thank you for your passion and your mission. We're so happy to be here to support you. All right, thank you everybody so much. Have a great day.